trying to make me cry in front of everybody, man?
Yeah, that's the point.
One word of advice. Buying TV, don't spend it on Hooker.
Super Russ. I'm the last character on my Justice League team with these four babes. Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome to episode 37 of It's Simply Super. You guys can thank Simon this week for the snappy title. That was a good one, man.
37. What'd you say? Episode 37?
Yep.
Wow. So we've been doing this because we've missed quite a few weeks. We're probably getting close to a year of doing this, right?
Yeah, getting close if you don't count the missed weeks.
Well, I'm saying if you add the missed weeks, then we've been doing it for close to a year. That's good, mate. That's good. What's been going on?
Oh, man. YouTube troubles.
Yes, I saw.
Yeah.
You know what, man? About that video, I liked a couple of things you did. All right. Yeah. Because it clearly got a lot more views than your more recent videos, right?
No, the rant video?
Yeah.
I think it's sitting at like 150 now.
So
my average views are like 20 to 40, sometimes a little more.
I'll tell you what you did good in that video. I think I thought you should have done this ages ago. You named the video and then you put the day at the end.
Yeah. I started doing that at the start of August. So August 1st, I just changed the format a little, and I stopped adding the video a day on the thumbnail too. Yeah,
I wanted to do that with the noob. Like, instead of having the video called the Noob Rebirth episode, whatever, and then the name, we'll flip it around. So have the name first and then have the thing at the end, because I feel like that's what people are going to look at first.
I wanted to do that. I wanted to do it a little while ago, but I wanted to finish out the month, so at least the thumbnails for that month would be consistent.
Yeah.
Before
I feel like if I do that with the noob, though, I have to go back and change them all.
Really? Like an OCD thing?
I think it would feel weird if I just had it all of a sudden be like that.
How many episodes have you done now of the noob?
Of the current one, let's have a look. Documents, the Noob Rebirth. So we did 52 of the new 50 noob, because 52, the new 52, huh? That's pretty clever, right?
Yeah, that's good.
Then the Noob Rebirth, we're up to. Oh, we've actually done more. We've done 59 episodes.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's a lot of thumbnails to change.
Yeah, so it's a lot of work to. No, I wouldn't change the thumbnail. I would just change the title. So it's really just cut and paste. But it's like 60 times I got to do it. So yeah, it's gonna
accidentally hit delete on a video instead of edit.
Yeah, exactly right. But also, your thumbnail was spot on, mate. Your thumbnail was spot on.
I'm trying to get better with the thumbnails.
I thought it was spot on. It was you had the YouTube, the rant, and
I picked out. What I did is I just paused the video on a frame where I looked angry, and I made that the thumbnail.
Yeah, okay, that's good. So it actually came from the video, because I was like, did you it was so perfect. I was like, did you post that? Did you put on an angry face?
It actually came from the video.
That's good. So I've never had a copyright strike, mate. I obviously
it's crazy, man, because copyright claims don't really do anything, because most of the time it says they let you use it. They just run ads on your video. Yeah. And since I can't monetize anyway, copyright claims have never bothered me.
Exactly.
But with the strike, they don't warn you beforehand, and it all checked out during the checks when I uploaded it. It's like nothing was wrong, and I've seen other people use those same clips, smaller channels, bigger channels, with and their videos are still up. So I don't know. I even edited it down to make sure each clip was less than 10 seconds. and put transitions between them, and they still the I guess the company or something. It was some like random indie company
Because it
called
tells you, right, who made
yeah,
the claim, right?
it was Fight TV, but they spelled it FITE, I think.
They don't sound legit at all.
No, I know. And it's just some like random place I never heard of because I don't think any of the big companies would sanction the match with Ric Flair because they were worried about legitimate injury or possible death in the ring. And if you saw the match or highlights from the match, it got really, really bad toward the end. When Rick
Really?
put on the figure four for the finish, he couldn't even like sit up like he normally does. He was just like dead on the mat. His shoulders were down too. It was terrible, man. It was
Wow.
I don't know why he did it other than maybe one last big paycheck. Because
Well, so
I
who was it?
believe he's 78 years old or something.
Oh.
It,
Who was
it
it
was
through?
bad.
Like who? What wrestling promotion?
It's, I think Jim Cornette promotion, like indie promotion. It's,
Interesting.
yeah. And it was like, it was a tag match. It was him and his son-in-law versus Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal. So they could at least have some of the other talents to kind of carry the match.
Yeah. Wow. Wow. What? So he won?
Yeah. Originally, he wanted to fight Ricky Steamboat,
Oh.
but I think
Yeah, I saw a picture of him recently. Saw someone
yeah,
on Instagram got a photo with him. I think it was Cardboard Crazies. He had a photo with him. I was like, man, he looks super old.
yeah. So that's a Steamboat. He backed out. He didn't want to do it.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know if you want to watch two old men.
Yeah.
Real slow.
It was it started off okay, but you could tell like within just a couple minutes Rick was gassed. He was out.
Yeah, I can imagine.
They kept like cutting to the crowd because Undertaker was there, Mick Foley, Bret Hart showed up, and Diamond Dallas Page were all in the crowd.
Yeah, and they would have just been shaking their heads, right?
Yeah. What's up, Matt Spidey?
What's up, mate? So yeah, interesting that because I've had with the YouTube thing, sometimes like for example, I've had copyright claims on some music that I've gotten through before.
Yeah.
So a lot of the stuff, so how I get my music is I get it through YouTube, but I look up like copyright free and no copyright stuff, right? And some of it still gets flagged. Some of them I'd used for so long, and then all of a sudden they started to get flagged, and then sometimes they'd get through. Yeah. So for example,
it's weird how it works, man.
For example, I had to change the intro music for Collectible Show and Tell.
Really?
Because one of the original music, every now and then it would get a copyright claim on it. Oh, sweet. God Tank, you got it. Awesome. Thank you.
What's up,
I was wondering. So yeah, God Tank finally got his giveaway win from the end of last year.
Oh, nice, man.
So you know what's next, baby? You know what's next, Russ? Christmas present from 2020.
Yeah. That's getting close to Christmas again, man.
Yeah. I better get it before this Christmas, mate. I'll write you a Christmas card for this one.
Yeah. But yeah, I like that's one of the reasons I like to use Power Director, because it has thousands of copyright-free songs for edited videos.
Yeah. So, hey, Chop, what's up?
What's up, Chop?
iMovie does as well, but they're kind of crap. So actually,
really?
So the music I used at the start of my weekly comic calls, the one in the first bit, the do, that's actually in iMovie. So that's actually a pretty cool one. But a lot of it's kind of, not great.
Yeah.
So yeah, I pretty much saw. So I recently pretty much changed up all my music, because even Bubs was saying, you've been using the same soundtrack for like 2-3 years. I found a guy on YouTube called Mocha. And yeah, Russ was heated the other day, mate. We're talking about it.
That messed me up, man. Because like we said, the claims, they don't really affect your channel. But with the strikes, they removed the video, which is fine. That's cool. It don't bother me. But they striked it too, and it's like in effect until October. It's like 90 days. The strike is there,
Oh
and
wait,
if
and
you
it
happen to
disappeared.
get no, it doesn't disappear. The strike stays there for 90 days before it goes away.
Okay, but it does go away.
Yeah, yeah. But
Okay.
if you get 3 strikes within that 90-day period, they delete your channel. Every video completely gone.
The
And
only
you can't
thing.
make another account using the same IP address.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
hardcore. I have had
And
thumbnails sort of pulled before for
yeah,
just crap. Like it was just like it's like it will say like it doesn't meet our YouTube guidelines or
yeah,
whatever. And I ended up always changing the thumbnail and just changing it up a bit. Like as in, so for example, my one time ages ago I did that one-on-one sexy cover battle with Sanimation. And the thumbnail originally was just the Art Germ Vampirella thing, but it was like kind of like headless. It was just kind of like this section down,
yeah.
and flagged it. So then I just zoomed out, included a head, and it was fine. And same,
Somebody was telling me the other day that they did the TV show Arrow. Somebody
yes,
did a video about that, and they put the Stephen Amell shirtless on the thumbnail, and their thumbnail got removed for nudity. But it was the picture of him like with the scars from the show, and it was the same thumbnail that the company that made the show used for their video. But his
there'll
got flagged
be
for nudity.
there are thumbnails of like yoga videos and stuff where the instructor obviously has cleverly made a thumbnail of them literally like on all fours squatting with their
Yeah.
butt facing the camera and stuff. I'm like, what? Yeah, it's a bit crap.
I
And
I
again,
wonder if I could get away with a thumbnail like that. Super Rus yoga instructor. What do you think?
dude,
Tomorrow's video?
you never know,
I could
mate.
get like some spandex biker shorts or something.
Mate, that could work, mate. People tune in just to have a laugh, mate.
See all the fat rolls through the spandex.
It's me, Paul Mike. What? Did you change your name or is this your other account?
Yo, what's going on, Mike?
Yeah, man, because I feel like because I know your shorts are like obviously growing your channel a lot, but
Yeah.
I feel like you should still try to keep the content related because they might then enjoy your
Yeah.
comic book and other stuff
Well,
as well.
I've got a couple ideas for shorts. Like I did one last night, just like quickly talking about the cancellation of the Batgirl movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna try to do a rant about a current video game I'm playing as a short and see how that goes. Because people
Why
tend
don't
to
you?
love rants, man. For some reason,
Yeah.
people love to see you hating on something.
Do you like with the Batgirl one? Did you use images or anything?
I just used one picture for like 5 seconds of her in the costume. Then it cut back to me talking about it.
Yeah.
What's up, glitter and duct tape?
What's up, Glitter? Are we doing? Yes, that
Yeah.
is the new direction for Super Russ's channel.
Tomorrow's thumbnail is going to be me in spandex bicycle shorts doing the downward facing dog.
And it's gonna he's gonna change the channel name to Superfit 9000.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've the only thing apart from copyright claims is I've had a couple of thumbnails pulled. I remember I had one for Bubs as well. And again, it was just like a Dave Stevens Sheena image, and it got flagged. So I can't remember. I think I did the same thing. I just cropped it differently, and then it was fine. That's kind of crap how bots will call that stuff out.
That's what gets me, man. It's all like automated systems instead of real people. What's up, Troy?
I'm lucky because when I did that sexy cover battle, they actually removed the stream. But luckily, so I obviously scheduled it the night before, and when I woke up in the morning, I found that notification that had been removed altogether, like the stream. So lucky because I had time to actually reset the stream up again. Because I remember I think it was Sharon one time did a stream and it got stopped for some copyright thing, like mid-stream, like 5-10 minutes into it.
That's weird, man.
I can't remember what for, but yeah, they got.
I think I remember.
copyright.
I think it's when the Copa thing was big, and they flagged it because Cade looked like he was like really, really young, and if you had kids in your video and didn't have it set kids only,
surely
they
not.
used to flag it.
Surely
Yeah, because I remember after that they did the whole bit where they got fake mustaches for their streams for a little bit. Yeah. I think they thought Cade was like 10 years old or something. So they flagged it for having a kid in the video.
It's out of control. Yeah, I need to yeah, but I think, like, for example, why don't you try like even narrated shorts where you just use images but you actually script the thing?
Yeah. I've thought about that, like if I could make like a good script, because there's some points I want to make when I'm doing the rant about the video game short.
Yeah.
Instead of just like, because I just what I need like mostly is just to have like what point I want to make, because I tend to go off track a lot.
As you
like
do
my
when
mind
you're
won't stay
heated.
focused on like one thing, so I usually like forget what I'm gonna say. And I have to like that's when you see me like the odd cut in the video.
When because you can see
Yeah.
you reach for the camera to stop it.
Yeah.
you need to cut the reach out, mate.
I know. I try, man. I try to do it with like transitions and stuff.
It's like, what? I was like, why'd you stop the camera? Did you need to breathe? What are you doing, Russ?
It's like I forgot the point I was trying to make, and I still don't. I always feel like I never quite make the point that I set out to make, because I always think I should have said this instead of that. But
yeah, sometimes, I always, when I go to make videos, I often have planned things to say and then I never say it, and I don't remember until after I finish editing it. I'm like, no, I'm not going back. Chop. So it doesn't matter if you get a copyright claim if you don't monetize, but if you get a strike, as Russ was saying, you can lose your channel if you get too many.
Yeah, if you get 3 within a 90-day period.
3 strikes and you're out.
Yeah.
What's
up, Roscoe?
Yeah, I don't know. You know what? I filmed a video a while ago that I deleted because I don't know if you remember when my buddies at Whack Comics and Talking Pop Culture were feuding with each other. That was a while ago. I made a little video just chiming in on what I thought of the thing, and then I ended up not doing it. But yeah, there's a lot of times when you do those little rant videos, and you're not really thinking clearly.
Yeah, you definitely have to be careful what you say in those, because I try to keep my channel clean. Like, don't cuss on my channel.
I'm sorry, I think I've spilled a few words before.
Times that, well, that's cool, man. But like, there's been a few times where I like accidentally let something go, and I had to like edit that part out. Yeah,
but when you upload your video, you do tick that not made for kids, right?
Yeah. But I still like, because I've never really been like one to cuss much. Like rare situations, if I get like pushed over the edge.
I cuss a
like
lot.
With the copyright strikes. Like, I was really like, it's weird because like the rant videos, again, people like tend to like view those a lot more for some reason. So I thought about like doing one where I just like pick a random subject that I don't care about and just like rant for like 5 or 6 minutes, and at the end just be like, I don't really care. I just do this for the views.
Yeah, but see, you don't want to do that now, Russ. You don't want to lose people now.
Yeah.
It's got to have some sort of authenticity to it if you want people to keep watching. You can't be like, I just punked you guys.
Yeah,
they're not
get that like WWE promo. Go. Yeah.
I don't know if you remember my mate Think Geek Theory. He used to have a segment called "What Grinds My Gears," and he would just rant about something that he hated. So there's a thing. You can just pick little things, but I wouldn't say I don't care at the end, because that's just, again, you're just punking your audience there.
Yeah, I probably won't do that. Like, The one I'm playing for the video game, I feel pretty strongly about. But it doesn't really matter much because it's like a 8 or 9-year-old game at this point.
What game?
I've been replaying Assassin's Creed Black Flag, and that's a lot of people's like favorite Assassin's Creed game. But one thing or two things particularly that they do in it, and the storyline is fantastic, but some of the gameplay elements are complete trash. Like my least favorite things in Assassin's Creed games are the telling missions and the eavesdrop missions. You're usually surrounded by dozens of enemies. If you get spotted once, it desyncs you and it starts you over. And the checkpoint system is so bad, you usually have to replay a good chunk of the mission. And like those like my least favorite things in any Assassin's Creed game. And with Black Flag, they like multiplied that by 100. It seems like every other mission is a mission where you have to like slowly walk behind somebody and not get spotted. It really takes you out of the pace of the game.
Yeah, but think about games back in the day, like when we were kids, man. If you
Oh
died,
yeah.
you'd have to start from like
Oh
4
yeah,
levels back.
there was no
You
save
just have to play.
points.
It's like you have to
Yeah,
finish the game in one go.
Nintendo didn't have memory cards.
Yeah, it's weird though, because some games, and it was very rare, but some games had like a memory slot in the cartridge. Because I remember I used to play Maniac Mansion on Nintendo, and there was I think 3 save spots that you could have.
Oh.
And then there was also the actually no, that's not really a memory slot thing though. Because remember in some games you could type in a code and it would take you back to the level that you're up to.
Oh yeah, I remember that with Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
Yeah,
You
so
had
the only
codes
so
we need to fight.
I beat Mike Tyson in Mike Tyson's Punch Out, but the only thing was I had to use the code to get to I couldn't actually play the game all the way through and get to Mike Tyson. But when I got the code to get to Mike Tyson, then I could beat him. Like you just figure it out. But the only problem was you couldn't get hit because you got hit once and you're like, ah.
Oh yeah, you're done. What's up, main event? I didn't see you pop in, brother. But yeah, I never could beat Mike Tyson, but my older brother did.
Yeah, it was just patience, mate. It was patience.
Usually I would get about as far as I think his name was King Hippo, where his pants would fall down and you had to punch him in the stomach.
So I couldn't remember the guy that there's another big bald guy I think I used to struggle. The Hippo guy was okay because you had to like punch him in the mouth or something like that and he'd block it and then he'd do something and it'd open up his body. You had to hit him in the body. Because I started playing it not that long ago again because I got the little mini Nintendo thing. And did you know that the licensing is no longer there, so it can't be called Mike Tyson's Punch Out anymore?
Yeah, I saw it. It's just did they just chop it to Punch Out, or did they put another character on it?
No, I think it's just called Punch Out. Imagine it was some random like no name guy. You know.
Jake Paul's Punch Out.
Jake Paul's Punch Out. He had his boxing match coming up. I think it was like this week or something, and then they got cancelled. And it was at like Madison Square Garden. Yeah, because the other guy didn't want to fight at the weight that they wanted him to. So that was so dodging it. So the guy he was supposed to fight was the first guy who was like a legit sort of boxer. Like as in like he was a boxer. He wasn't like some washed up MMA guy, right?
Yeah.
And they said to him, they put all these rules, like they're so dodgy, that team. They were like, they wanted him to get down to 200 pounds. And they said, for every pound that you're over, you'll lose 25% of your purse. So they probably try to get him down to a weight that he's never fought at. And then like for every 1 pound over, 25%. So if you're 4 pounds over, you're not getting paid for this.
Yeah. That's messed up, man.
Yeah.
Give me a $5 million bag. I'll fight him.
I don't want to see that, mate. $5 million.
Long as I get paid, I don't care what happens, man. I'll like headbutt him in the middle of the first round and get disqualified as long as I get my paycheck.
Yes. I think everyone wants to see him get headbutted. So with the you were talking about wrestling before. So yeah, tell me about the Vince McMahon thing.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard or not. He had to step
I know he stepped
down.
down, and
Yeah,
there was
his,
I know he sort of retired or whatever,
yeah,
but he was into a bit of controversy, right?
yeah.
Because
There
he
were allegations about sexual exploitment of the talent, and the first one came forward. It was she had been paid off for like 3 million, I think, and then several others started to come forward saying how they were paid up 5, 6, 7, $8 million to keep quiet, and then more and more came forward, and it
does he get
turns
that money
out
back?
that no, but he got in a lot of legal trouble. And at first, he just stepped down, like temporarily, and Stephanie McMahon, his daughter, became interim CEO. And then like a couple weeks later, he officially announced his retirement, so he's not coming back. And if it goes bad for him, he'll probably get jail time on top of losing a bunch of money.
Really?
Yeah, because there were
Well, it doesn't.
allegations of talent in the company at that time. Sable, Tori Wilson, I believe Ashley Mazzaro, who ended up passing away from an overdose, I believe.
Wait, wait, who overdosed?
Ashley Mazzaro, one of the
Okay,
divas from
I
a
thought you said all three of them for a second, but yeah, okay.
no. But there are allegations of like them sleeping or Vince basically coercing them to sleep with them for a better career.
Which doesn't surprise me, right? When you got that much
Yeah,
money, I mean, as if. Wait, did you say Sable?
yeah.
Isn't she married to Brock Lesnar?
She is now. I don't think she was then.
Yeah, of course not. But like,
Yeah,
mate, I wouldn't want to be Vince if
but there
if
was
that allegation
a
comes out.
lot of people coming forward saying different things.
Oh
And
man, surely she would
yeah,
have told.
I don't know how much of it is like rumor and how much of it is legitimate, but obviously it was enough to get Vince to retire, which I didn't think he would ever like step down officially and have it be a real thing and not like part of a storyline or something.
What happened to Shane McMahon? David,
Um,
why isn't
I'm
he
not
running the
sure,
company?
Shane. I know for a while Shane was trying to, I believe, start his own UFC like company.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I don't think that panned out. So he came back for a while, and there was, I guess, real life disagreements between Shane and Vince. And Vince, I think about 6 months, maybe a year, actually fired Shane from the company.
Oh,
Yeah,
but Shane was like legendary.
yeah. So I don't know. I don't know if he'll come back now in any capacity, or if he's just interested in doing his own thing.
Wow.
Like, because a few months back, Triple H, Paul Levesque had a legitimate heart attack, and that's why he originally stepped away from the company for a while. And now he said he's at full health again, and he's actually in charge of creative talent creations, the script, like everything that goes on a day to day basis in the company. And already, SummerSlam improved. Last week's Raw was incredible because they're actually having like less like um, I guess drama backstage because all the talent loves the direction that Triple H is going with the writing and the storylines and all that. So he's
Vince did,
basically turning it into more wrestling and less talk segments. And he's already made some huge changes. A couple wrestlers have come back. Bailey came back, Io Shirai, Dakota Kai, who all wanted to start a stable about a year ago, and Vince shot them down. And SummerSlam, all three of them came out as a stable. And there's talks of Sasha Banks and Naomi coming back, who legitimately walked out on the company and relinquished the women's tag titles. And
um,
a lot of people, once their contracts are up in AEW, are most likely going to come back to WWE because those are like all Triple H's guys that Vince let go when he changed NXT. So AEW could be in trouble in a couple years when like Adam Cole's contract runs out, Daniel Bryan, those guys, Cesaro, they might end up coming back.
Vince is an interesting character, man, because I watched a documentary recently about the XFL.
Yeah.
So I remember back in the day when there was talks about it, I never got a chance to see the XFL. But you know, the way people would talk about it was like, oh, it's like American football, but like and wrestling. So they would like smash each other with chairs and stuff like that. And it was nothing like that.
No.
It was just normal
No.
football.
I think they just had like less penalties for like excessive like contact.
But it was a
But
very
they still had
interesting.
penalties for like
It was
like
just football from what I could
purposely
tell.
like roughing, yeah.
In the documentary, it just seemed like it was just football, but the way they hyped it up, they had like a whole year to promote it before it started, and then like a few months out, they had no players, they had no coaches, they had no
Yeah.
teams, like so they all put it together very quickly. That's pretty crazy, man. But
Yeah.
the cool thing is, a lot of the things that they did actually now are used in the NFL. So they invented some camera system which follows the players on the ground really closely and stuff. And apparently they all use all that stuff in the NFL now. So
Yeah.
it's pretty interesting. But it was
I don't
interesting to
know.
see Vince talking in a documentary as himself rather than being, you know,
Yeah, the
Vince.
character. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's very interesting. Weird guy.
Yeah, definitely. But I don't know what's happening with the XFL now. I heard rumors that Dwayne Johnson was trying to buy it.
Yeah, I heard that too. So I don't know if it's going to work now,
Yeah.
unless you bring in the wrestling bit.
Yeah.
There's just like chairs and
Like,
ladders and
yeah,
tables in the middle of the ground.
5 feet from the end zone.
Yeah.
Just dive at him with a steel chair.
Have you watched anything from the San Diego Comic-Con stuff yet? Did you watch any trailers? Or anything?
Well, I saw the Shazam trailer and the Black Panther trailer, and that's pretty much about it. I haven't really looked anything up because it's hard for me to get excited about movies that are a year to 2 years, some 3 years away. Like when
considering
they
you don't
showed
watch them until
when they showed like Phase 5 and 6, and oh, the Fantastic Four's coming, the X-Men's coming in like 5 more years.
yeah, but that's because you don't watch movies until 5 years after they're out. So.
Yeah, I'm bad about that, man. I haven't
But
watched
wouldn't you?
anything in a long time.
So apparently Henry Cavill's now been confirmed, I think, for Fandom.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I was scrolling through Twitter earlier, and I saw rumors that he was wanting the role of Mr. Fantastic in the upcoming Fantastic Four movie. He's like supposedly in talks with Marvel.
Yes, I heard.
I
he's
have
in
no
talks.
idea if that's true or not because you see something on Twitter, it's just like Facebook. How true can it be until it actually happens?
But yeah, like I mean, if let's say they announced him at Fandom, he's like he's going to be back as Superman, wouldn't you be stoked? Would you go to the?
I
when
would
was the last time you
love
went to the theater?
Endgame was the
Yeah, so
last
would you
movie I saw
go
in the theater.
to see Superman
A
at
Man
the
of Steel
movie?
2 or A Man of Tomorrow, whatever they want to call it, I would be there day one to see that.
Because
Because I love
apparently,
like Henry Cavill as Superman is the best thing since Christopher Reeve, in my opinion.
I heard someone was saying apparently there's rumors that they were trying to replace Cavill with the guy who's in the show.
The
Lois,
God,
Lois and
I
Superman.
can't remember his name. Tyler something is his real name, I think.
But yeah, I've never seen that guy. I've seen him like pictures of him as Superman, but
I've never seen the show, but I've heard the show was actually good. They say it's one of the few things on the CW that have been good.
Yeah, I've heard that. But yeah, it's just interesting how much people want Cavill, and why I don't understand why it's so up in the air.
Yeah, I don't understand that at all, man. It's like the same thing with like the Batgirl cancellation. That movie, from what I heard, was nearly completed, and they had already pumped $90 million into it, and it was like pretty much ready to go, and they just like pulled the plug.
And yeah, because they haven't said anything about Flash again. So they did that teaser last year, was it? Of
Yeah.
the Flash with Michael Keaton and stuff. And apparently Michael Keaton was supposed to be in the Batgirl movie too.
Yeah, yeah, I saw like
Um,
behind the scenes pictures and stuff.
yeah. So it must have been really bad, dude.
Yeah,
Like, I'm
which it's
talking
like,
Halle Berry,
yeah,
Catwoman, bad.
they have like so much like material that they could go off of because there's like a lot of great Batgirl stories in the comics that they could have done like Batgirl Year One, or even like from the New 52 Batgirl of Burnside, which is kind of what the costume looked like anyway that they were going with. And like that was like good material they could have drawn from, but I guess the script that they went with was like bad. That's the only thing I can assume.
I feel like it's all going weird, man, because you've got Keaton apparently as Batman in all these movies. You got that Ben Affleck. Did you see that Ben Affleck thing the other day?
Yeah, I heard a
With
rumor
Jason
he was
Momoa?
coming back.
Well, Jason Momoa was like at Warner Brothers Studios or whatever, and like he walks out of like some office, and there's all these like fans greeting him and stuff like that, and they're on like a tour through Warner Brothers or whatever,
Yeah,
and then he walks into a trailer, like Ben Affleck's trailer, and you see like a quick glimpse of Ben Affleck, like you see the trailer door and it says BA on it, and then he walks in and you see like a quick glimpse of, I'm pretty sure it was Ben Affleck sitting there, and he's like, "Oh, sorry, bro," and then he's like, "Whoops."
yeah.
so
I
apparently,
liked I like when I first heard the news of Affleck as Batman, I was like, you know, he did that terrible Daredevil movie. And then like he like blew me away. I thought he was great as Batman.
well, so apparently he's in the Aquaman 2. So you've got Affleck as Batman in Aquaman 2. You got Michael Keaton as Batman in Batgirl, The Flash, and then you got Pattinson.
Yeah. I still
So
haven't seen
weird.
that movie with Robert Pattinson, but I've heard it was really great.
You got to see it, man. You got to see
Yeah.
it. It was the Batman movie we've been waiting
Yeah.
for. That's good. I got to rewatch it. I've got the Steelbook, but I
Oh
haven't.
yeah.
I was probably going to put it on one night and build my little Batmobile Lego. So I'll probably do that one night. but
But like I wonder like if they continue and they do the trilogy, I think they're wanting to do a trilogy with Robert Pattinson. If they continue with that, I assume that they'll like leave that as a separate thing instead of trying to cross it over with the multiverse thing they're doing with the
yeah, because
Flash.
I guess that's the problem, right? The problem is because you've had the OG Justice League guys with Momoa, at Fleck, and Cavill to bring in Pattinson. It almost feels like if you want to tie it all in, you need to replace everyone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because Pattinson's so much younger than all those guys.
Yeah. Like
But
I can't like see them trying to bring him over to the other universe.
well, I think isn't the Flash all about multiverses and stuff like that? So I think that
Yeah.
was going to be a way they were going to try to.
But I still don't know what they're gonna do with the Flash movie with the whole controversy and drama going on with Ezra Miller. Like I mean, I don't is it still scheduled to come out?
I don't know. So I'm guessing they'll probably, if it's not announced at Fandom, then
Yeah. Because I think it was originally supposed to come out November or December of this year, wasn't it?
Oh, was it?
I think so.
No
What's up,
idea.
Trev?
What's up, Trev? Affleck was. I like Affleck. Like, oh yeah, I guess Glitter's right. He definitely looks like a Bruce Wayne. I think Ben Affleck probably looks like Bruce Wayne more than anyone's ever played him. Like Pattinson is a terrible Bruce Wayne.
Really?
But he's a great Batman.
I think the scene that won me over with Ben Affleck was the warehouse fight scene in Batman v Superman, because that was like watching a fight scene in the Arkham video games, man. It was just incredible.
I haven't actually gone back. I've only watched that once.
Well, that was
But
like
man,
one of the best scenes in the movie.
at work, because we sell TVs and stuff, so they have like a little demo on the LG OLED TV. So the OLED TV is like the best TV you can get, right? And they have a clip from Batman vs Superman and in 4K, and it looks so amazing, dude, on that TV.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy crap! I want to get one of those TVs. Still the best Batman scene in movies. Yeah, you got to see Snyder Cut, mate. Like you just,
I know. I still
you,
have to watch it, man.
you would love a Snyder Cut, man. I mean, it's a long watch, but I mean, what
Yeah.
else are you doing, Russ? You just get some
Nothing.
snacks, get some munchies, get a big bottle of sweet tea or whatever it is that you drink all the time, and just kick back, mate. And because we watched it in like 2 sittings, but like in the one night. So we watched the first 3 hours, and then we went and got dinner, and then came back and watched the rest. But it's pretty epic.
I'm gonna have to watch it, man.
The problem is, have you seen? When was the last time you watched the Justice League, like the original cut?
Oh God.
Like when it came out, I think.
Pretty much, yeah.
So I remember watching it when I first started getting into comic books. I was like trying to watch all the comic book movies, and I watched Justice League, and I enjoyed it because at the time, and still nowadays, I just enjoy watching comic book movies, I guess. But I was sitting there watching it thinking, this is not a good movie. Like the end when they're all getting together and there's like demon bats flying around and Batman's driving the Batmobile through them. Oh, I was like, this is really bad, right? But I still enjoyed it.
That. It was like
It was, but so what happened was just before Snyder Cut, the night before Snyder Cut dropped, I went back and watched the original, and I was like, "This is really, really bad." Like they don't explain, like the team get together like so quickly in the original cut.
They really anything. Rushed it.
And then in the Snyder Cut, it takes like they explain all the backs. Hey, what's my cat doing? They explain all the cat. I mean, they explain all the backstory of like them getting together. And it's funny because there'll be scenes, right, where it's the same scene, right? But all the bits from the original cut aren't used. It's like completely different scripted parts that are used in the Snyder Cut. It was crazy to see. Like that's what I wanted to see the differences. So that's why I wanted the old one fresh in my brain. And yeah, there were some scenes where they didn't. It was the same scene in the same setting, but the script was completely different. It was a trip.
Yeah, it just seems like they would have took that and built off of it and kept it going with Zack Snyder. And they just, I don't know what they were thinking. Because now we got Shazam 2 still coming, the Black Adam movie, and Aquaman 2, and the Flash movie winner, if it ever comes out. Or like, I don't even know how many people are going to go see that because of Ezra Miller.
I'll see it, mate.
It's like, how much are they going to like keep him in the movie? And if it gets delayed again, how many like reshoots are they going to try to do?
I think if they're really going to get someone, I can't remember who I spoke to, but someone was saying they won't get rid of him. That's just all crap. But if they do get rid of him, I think all they're probably trying to do now is keep the film, but try to edit some bits to get rid of him at the end or something like that, you know?
Yeah, I definitely don't think he's coming back as the Flash after this movie. I don't know which direction they'll go. I would love to see him go Grant Gustin, but I don't think they're going to do that. And if they don't, I would like to see him go maybe a more comic book accurate route, because I mean, like Barry Allen in the comic books, he's like pretty buff. He's got blonde hair. Maybe this is the time to switch up and maybe go more comic accurate with the look of the Flash.
Well, if anything, Ezra probably fits in with Pattinson, right?
Yeah.
They're both younger dudes.
Yeah.
Maybe
but like can't he stay out of jail long enough to like redeem himself for the movies? It's like, how much longer till you hear about him like knocking out another waitress or robbing a convenience store or just something insane?
Imagine like they release the movie as is and the movie kicks ass and then all is forgiven because he kicked ass as the Flash.
I know a lot of like there's been tons of memes around saying that he should just like play the Reverse Flash.
That's funny.
Yeah,
Because the Flash is probably the only, like Aquaman 2, I'll see it, but doesn't get me excited. Black Adam, not really excited. The new Shazam, not really excited. Like, I'll watch them. Flash was probably the only one I was kind of excited about because of the Keaton thing. But
yeah,
let's face it,
that's why I was hyped, man. Michael
but let's
Keaton
face
coming
it,
back as
man,
Batman.
it's gonna be so lame.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
See,
bad, dude.
what I would love to see him do though is with Keaton as Batman, he's obviously going to be a much older Bruce Wayne. I would love to see him take that and jump into a Batman Beyond movie. Have him training Terry McGinnis. That would be cool to see in live action, I think.
Yeah,
Like
so
even if it's just like a straight to HBO Max kind of thing, I would love to see that happen.
do you know Comic Pop? Their massive YouTube channel, Comic Pop. They're like
I'm not sure if I'm
guys who
subscribed.
are friends with like the comic historian and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, I used to watch them a lot, and one of the guys from there was saying, picture this as like because when they first started rumoring Keaton to be back, he's like, picture this, Michael Keaton's Batman, he's fighting some crime, some bad guys in an alley, and obviously he's old now, so he the bad guy gets the better of him, but the bad guy runs off but drops his gun, and then Batman picks up the gun and thinks about shooting him because that's his only thing he can do, and then realizes, oh no, I'm too old to do this, and then Batman Beyond. I don't know anything about Batman Beyond though.
Oh, you've never seen the animated series?
I remember a friend of mine back in the day. He used to play in my band. He was really into Batman, and back then I couldn't care less. He was telling me about all this Batman stuff. I was like, man, Batman's not cool. So yeah, I don't know anything about Batman Beyond really.
Yeah. I would like to see a Thomas Wayne Batman movie, because I don't know if you remember, I can't remember his name, but the actor that plays Negan in The Walking Dead played Thomas Wayne in, I believe, Batman v Superman in like the flashback scene.
Okay.
And the actress that played Maggie on The Walking Dead actually played Martha Kent.
Oh.
And if they ever did a Flashpoint, like a legitimate Flashpoint movie with Thomas Wayne, I would love to see those two actors come back as Thomas and Martha Wayne. But DC, Warner Brothers, whoever's in charge, probably won't do that either.
I don't like Thomas Wayne being alive.
Really? Well, I mean, just like in the Flashpoint universe.
Yeah, I know.
Because that story was really, I don't know if you ever read the story.
Yeah, I only read it maybe end of last year or start of this year. I read it.
Yeah. Did you get like spoilers for anybody that hasn't seen or read Flashpoint? If you don't want spoilers, go do something else for a minute. But you know how Martha ends up becoming that universe's Joker.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah. I think that actress would be really good for that from The Walking Dead. I would just, I could like almost picture it would fit so perfectly.
Yeah, I'm trying to think even because now I can barely remember what Flashpoint now. I just remember I really want to read because a friend of mine said he cried and I was like, really? And I guess the end is kind of sad, but
yeah, the whole thing with like Barry just wanting his mom back. Yeah, that got me a little bit too.
Yeah, because I remember I was still confused at the start of that. I was like, hang on, what just happened? Like, because what did he do to make everything change?
He went back to try to save his mom from being killed. And then, evidently it set like a butterfly effect off.
Yeah, so then he came back and everything was weird, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty much what created the New 52 in comics.
There was, because I remember, and I think, have you seen the animation?
Yeah. Flashpoint
so someone was telling me, and it might happen in the animation, that Wonder Woman sleeps with Aquaman and then chops Mera's head off.
Yeah.
Does that happen in the animation?
It's been a while since I saw the
I read the trade, and I think at the end of the trade it has like covers or something like that from like tie-ins, and I'm pretty sure there was an image, and I remember hearing some before I saw the image, someone had already told me that Wonder Woman chops off Mera's head, and I'm pretty sure it's got Wonder Woman holding her head. I'm like, that's pretty full
Yeah,
on.
it was a dark story, man.
I wonder if they'll do that in the oh, they should have done that. They could have chopped off Amber Heard's head.
Yeah. Who knows? That might be her 10-minute scene in Aquaman too. Because I think they cut it down to like 10 minutes or something.
Really? That sucks, man, because obviously Mera's an important part to Aquaman, you know?
I don't know why they didn't just recast her.
Recasting is cheesy though, man. It is. It's kind of
But a lot of times, like, they can get it like pretty good where the actor still kind of looks the same. But it's like better. Like I saw a lot of people, I believe her name is Emilia Clarke, the actress from Game of Thrones. A lot of people I think wanted her for Mera.
Yeah, because her and Momoa have chemistry and they've been and stuff together. Because they were in Game of Thrones together.
Yeah, he was in, I think, the first season of Game of Thrones.
Yeah, because he's like, because I think one time I walked in and he was just like on that.
Yeah. Yeah, Game of Thrones was pretty much like as X-rated as it could be on TV, on HBO.
It was like dragon and porn. Dragons and porn. But they also got a very close friendship because I remember I think Emilia Clarke came up for some I think it was because she wrote that comic book. And I was looking at her IG and she had a picture of her and Jason Momoa because they hadn't seen each other. So and it was like he was like carrying her and she's doing the leg up in the air and stuff. So I think they're pretty close as well.
Yeah. It's like when actors have chemistry on the screen, you can tell like it really, really improves the movie.
Well, maybe they can do multiverse stuff. So they kill off the real Mera, and then he goes to some multiverse and finds another Mera, and then brings her back.
Yeah.
Huh?
There might even be like an old school blonde Aquaman in the other universe that he steals her from.
Yeah.
That would be hilarious. Just like the comic book style Aquaman riding around on the seahorse.
Dolphins.
And like Jason Momoa swoops in and grabs Mera. That would be a hilarious scene, man.
That would be very, very good. See, I think maybe we need to script these movies, man. Maybe we should apply for a job with.
I know, man. Like, somebody tweet this to DC, Warner Brothers.
Yeah,
make us your like creative writing team.
But they have to have Jason Momoa playing the other one as well with the short blonde hair.
Yeah,
clean shaven. Well, they already did his costume in the original one, right?
Yeah. I love that they went with like the orange and green costume design and actually made it look good in the movie. Because that reminded me so much of like the 90s Aquaman. Because other than not having the long blonde hair, that was like pretty accurate to the 90s comic book Aquaman.
It's interesting when they make movies and then they change them in the comic books to match the movies.
Yeah. Like I think they did that with because Supergirl I think was going to be in the new Flash movie too. And they give her like short black hair. And then I think there was a comic book version that popped up of that Supergirl.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I don't know if that's no idea if that's supposed to be the Kira Zor-El Supergirl or if that's supposed to be one of the other Supergirls. Or they might go with Superwoman because there was a Superwoman in the comics as well. But I believe she was Lois Lane.
Really?
Yeah, Lois Lane was Superwoman for a short time in the comics.
See, that doesn't sound cool. That sounds like when Commissioner Gordon became Batman.
Yeah, with the giant mech suit.
I haven't read it, but a friend of mine who's massive on Snyder kept telling me to read New 52 Batman. And, Quarter Hours was great. But he started telling me about the Commissioner Gordon thing, how he takes over. And I was like, that doesn't sound something that's cool to me. It's just... Because apparently, when I think Mark hates it. Like Mark hated that. He was like, "Yeah, he becomes Batman, and then all of a sudden, overnight, he loses 20 years of he looks like 20 years younger." just because he shaves or something like that.
He grabbed a couple Botox injections and suited up. Yeah, it would be cool to see Aquaman get the hook hand in the movie.
Yeah, maybe he can steal it from that Aquaman, and the Aquaman can't get to him because he's only got one hand.
Yeah.
I barely know anything about Aquaman. See, there's so many characters in DC that I barely know anything about. I've only read them in other people's titles or when there's like an event sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like I've got an Aquaman trade that I've never read, that my brother bought me. I don't know anything about Green Lantern because I tried to read like the more recent Green Lantern thing, and I was just like, it wasn't really my thing.
One of the best Green Lantern stories is Emerald Twilight. It's
Who
just
wrote
it's over three books, I think, 4 if you count like the prologue.
As in issues or trades?
Just 4 issues.
Okay.
It's a quick story and it's really good.
Do you know who wrote it?
Oh God. Jeff Johns, I believe.
Yeah, well, Jeff Johns, I think, wrote the. I think he. Oh wait, was it Jeff Johns? I always get Jeff Johns mixed up with someone else. But someone who was famous for writing Green Lantern started writing him again in the last couple of years, I remember. And it wasn't really my thing. Have you watched all? No, I haven't. I've only watched a few animateds, to be honest. I've watched Killing Joke was the first one I watched, and it blew my mind that Batman's bangs Batgirl. I was like, what?
Yeah, I don't know why.
I don't know
why they threw that in the movie.
I was like, this is before I even started reading comic books.
Yeah.
So this is my first venture into it. I saw the Killing Joke Blu-ray and I was like, oh, that looks interesting. I like the Joker. I'll watch that. And then in the first 10 minutes, like, yeah, Batman bangs back. And I was like, wait, is that a thing? I didn't know that was a thing. And then I found out, I watched the special features and they talked about how they added that scene. And I didn't know Killing Joke was a comic book at the time.
Oh, yeah.
So in the special features, they talk about how obviously it's based on the comic book. And they're like, oh yeah, but we added that bit in at the start. And I'm like, what? So I've seen that, and I've seen Under the Red Hood.
Yeah,
and that's.
I heard that you finally read Under the Red Hood, the comic.
I did, mate. I did.
I still need to watch that video. I haven't watched it yet. I got it on my watch later list.
Yeah, well, it was funny because like it was fresh in my head, and I had like Mark and Lee there to talk about it, but they'd read it, but man, they read it so long ago they couldn't remember anything from it. Yeah. So. But it was good. It was very just straightforward. It didn't have like in the video I was talking about how I was comparing it to Hush. And I was like, I preferred it over Hush because Hush was good, but there was some comic book bullcrap in there, like just comic book, just typical comic book stuff. Yeah. Like it's not really Jason Todd. It was Clayface all along. It's like that's always your way out of things, DC. It just seemed to be a very straightforward story, so I did enjoy it. I was a little bit stretched out though. I feel like it was a little bit longer than it needed to be.
Yeah. Have you ever seen Gotham by Gaslight?
No.
Where Batman is like in the time of Jack the Ripper.
Yeah, I've heard about it.
Yeah, it's a book and an animated. I haven't read the book, but I've seen the animated movie, and it was really good. It's got an awesome twist in it.
I watched Batman Year One, I think.
Yeah.
And like it looks really like the animation style is done very. It's almost like manga style. It looks like, and I really enjoyed that. Actually, that was really good because that was a lot darker. Like it was like Jim Gordon was like cheating on his wife and all this sort of random crap like that. I was like, what? This is really dark. This story.
I've never actually got to read Year One or Year Two, but I've got the Year Three storyline. I've read that one.
Yeah, I've got them. I haven't I read them as a kid, but I got to reread because that's when Tim Drake comes in, right?
Yeah, it's been. I've actually got it on my. No, that's not the one on the wall. The one on the wall is A Lonely Place of Dying, but I've got the Year Three put away. It's been a couple years, but it's a really good story from what I remember.
Yeah, I've also got to watch the Death in the Family, the Choose Your Own Adventure one.
Yeah.
I really want to check that out.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one yet either. That would be awesome, main event.
Yeah, I haven't read Nightfall either. I haven't read a lot of classic stories.
Nightfall was the first story I read when I first started collecting comics. When I first moved from Superman to Batman, Nightfall is right where I started. It's so good.
Yeah, Tom King's where I started. And on that note, we've hit the hour.
Hey, man, already? I don't even know if I talked about everything I wanted to talk about.
What'd you have?
I think there was some more wrestling stuff I wanted to touch on and some video game stuff, but we can save that for another show.
There you go, man. We got next week sorted.
Yeah. Like so much has been going on in wrestling and WWE now that's got me legitimately excited again to watch the product with like Paul Levesque taking over as head of creative because he did like such a great job at NXT building that brand. And then when he had that heart attack and had to go, Vince like drove it into the ground again. It was bad.
Wrestling. Yeah, all that stuff was after my time
Yeah.
NXT. I saw like every now and then I'd catch it, here and there, and I saw that sort of all happening, but I didn't really follow it at that time.
There's so much great talent in NXT that is on the main roster now that I think is really going to flourish because of the new creative direction.
Well, mate, maybe next week we'll make it wrestling and video games again.
Sounds good, man. You got anything you want to promote right quick?
Yeah, so I've got another Nerds Day Out vlog coming out. We went to Zars84 put on his event last weekend. So we went to that. So we've got a vlog on that coming. That's about it really video wise. Obviously this week's Comic Call every week, and hopefully I'll get another collectible show and tell happening soon. I recently had Roscoe, Tylox, and Brian LCS on another recent one. So yeah, that's all from me.
I still need to watch that too. That's in my watch list. I better just put on some coffee tonight and watch YouTube videos all night.
I put on I hadn't watched Cover Slingers for a while, so the other night I put on Cover Slingers while just organizing all my comic books. So it's always good fun, and it's just like me sorting out comic books while these guys are all yelling at each other in the background.
Yeah.
What you got coming up?
Well, today's video I got in at a prize win from Comic Head 84, and he threw in a big stack of like extra books as an AOK with it. That was the video I posted just a couple hours ago, and just the regular daily videos are going to continue. I'm going to try to improve my YouTube shorts with different subjects, talking about different subjects that I'm interested in. So we'll see how that goes, and just the normal daily videos.
Very nice. All right, so thanks everyone for hanging out. That was a good one. We got there.
Yeah, that was the hour just always seems to go so quick, man.
Yeah, as long as we have some idea, right? If we just had nothing, once we get flowing, mate, it always works out.
One of these days, man, when you got like a few days off, we need to do like a 3-hour WWE Monday Night Raw episode.
We just instead of like wrestlers coming in every bloody minute, we'll have a new topic.
Yeah.
All right.
See
have a
you
good night,
guys
everyone.
Later. Peace. Catch you next week, and for the daily videos.